My beloved brothers and sisters, have you ever wanted something so badly? A job, a person, a dream, and when it slipped away, your heart sank? You wondered, why did Allah let this happen to me? You felt as though your prayers went unanswered? But what if I told you that what you called a setback was actually Allah saving you? That the very door which closed in your face was His way of protecting you from something you couldn't see? When something goes wrong in your life, when plans fall apart and doors close, our immediate reaction is sadness, confusion, or even anger. We think, why did Allah let this happen? I was doing everything right. But Allah's protection doesn't always look like what we expect. Sometimes it looks like disappointment, rejection, or loss. Yet behind all of it is mercy, a mercy so deep that one day you will look back and realize that what you thought was a setback was actually Allah saving you. Allah tells us in the Qur'an, but perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you. Allah knows and you know not. We see only the surface, but Allah sees the unseen. We think something is good because it feels right now, but He knows the harm hidden within it. We think something is bad because it hurts, but in that pain lies purification, strength, and future blessing. Many times we've cried over things we wanted so badly, a dream job, a proposal, an opportunity, and when it slipped away, it broke us. But months or years later, we realized that if it had happened, it would have led us away from our faith, destroyed our peace, or brought us pain. Allah saved us quietly, without us even knowing. Sometimes Allah even saves us from ourselves, from pride, haste, or attachment that could have corrupted our souls. He removes what feeds our arrogance so we return to Him humbled and purified. What's beautiful is that Allah's mercy is still working, even when we're angry, frustrated, or crying in confusion. Even when we say, "Why, Ya Allah, why me?" He still loves us, He still protects us. His care doesn't stop because we don't understand His plan. Think of Prophet Yusuf a.s. From the outside, his life looked like tragedy after tragedy, thrown into a well, sold as a slave, falsely imprisoned. But every single setback was part of a greater story, one that led to power, reunion, and honor. Never judge your story in the middle. Allah's mercy might still be unfolding. Even the Prophet Muhammad they faced what seemed like major setbacks. When he was driven out of Makkah, his beloved home, it appeared as defeat. Yet that very migration to Medina was the beginning of Islam's expansion. What looked like exile was actually elevation. What looked like rejection was in truth redirection. The true believer doesn't wait for everything to make sense before trusting Allah. Saying Alhamdulillah in the middle of confusion doesn't mean you're happy about the pain. It means you trust that His wisdom is greater than your understanding. You might not see the wisdom now, but one day you will. The pain you feel today is often the proof of Allah's protection working quietly behind the scenes. So the next time something or someone is taken away, pause before you despair. Tell yourself, perhaps Allah is saving me from something unseen. It may not remove the pain, but it gives meaning to your struggle. And remember, Allah never closes one door without preparing another, one that leads to something purer and better for your soul. Sometimes you lose what you love, only to find what your heart truly needs. That's Allah saying, "My servant, I know what you don't know. Trust me, I am protecting you, not punishing you." Have you ever noticed how sometimes a small inconvenience, a delay, a cancelled plan, a missed call, ends up saving you from something far worse? In the moment, you're frustrated, but Allah is rearranging events with precision beyond human sight. His protection often comes quietly as a rejection, a redirection, or a detour. The believer's role is to remember that what is taken away may have been removed out of mercy, not cruelty. You might fall ill, and that illness slows you down, it frustrates you. Yet perhaps Allah used that time to protect you from sin, to reconnect you with family, or to awaken your heart. Even sickness can be a shield that erases sin and draws you nearer to Allah. The Prophet FDFA said, "No fatigue, worry, or pain afflicts a believer, not even the prick of a thorn, except that Allah removes some of his sins because of it." Sometimes you miss a flight or lose an opportunity. and later discover that harm was waiting there. These are not coincidences. They are the movements of Al-Latif, the most gentle, guiding you through unseen storms. The story of Musa as a baby reminds us, his mother placed him in a river, an act that seemed like loss, but it was Allah's plan for protection and destiny. The same Lord who saved Musa then, saves you now silently, perfectly, lovingly. We often measure Allah's mercy by our comfort. When things go well, we say, Allah loves me. When they go wrong, we say, Allah is displeased. But sometimes His love is the hardship, because through it He purifies, teaches patience, and elevates your rank. Even what feels like delay or denial is a form of answered prayer, just in a better way than you asked for. Tawakkul means moving forward with trust, knowing that Allah is managing what you cannot. You still plan and strive, but your heart rests in His decree. You stop saying, "Why me?" and start saying, "Ya Allah, if this is from you, I accept it." This surrender turns pain into peace. Think of all the times you desperately wanted something that didn't happen. Look at where you are now. Most likely, you can already see at least one instance where Allah protected you without you realizing. If you can recognize His wisdom in the past, then trust it in the present. The next time a door closes, whisper to your heart, "Perhaps Allah just saved me again." Whenever life feels heavy, look at the life of Prophet Muhammad DFA. No one was more beloved to Allah, yet no one endured greater pain. He faced loss, betrayal, hunger, fear, and isolation, yet every hardship became preparation for a greater mission. Even as a child, he lost his parents and grandfather, but those losses weren't abandonment. They were divine preparation for the strength and compassion he would later carry for the entire Ummah. ChatGPT said, Allah was shaping the heart of his final messenger to rely on him alone. If the Prophet DFA had grown up surrounded by wealth and comfort, how would he have known the pain of the orphan or the struggles of the poor? His hardships gave him empathy so profound that centuries later, we still feel it in every hadith of compassion he shared. Fast forward to his prophethood in Mecca, the very people who once called him as Sadiq and Al-Amin turned against him. They mocked him, accused him of lies, placed thorns in his path, and even plotted to kill him. Imagine the heartbreak of being rejected by your own tribe, by your cousins, and by your childhood friends. Yet that rejection became the door to Hira, the migration to Medina, which transformed Islam from a message whispered in persecution to a thriving society built upon faith. What seemed like defeat was in truth the beginning of victory. Think of his journey to Taif. He walked for miles under the scorching sun, only to be chased out, humiliated, and pelted with stones until his blessed feet bled. When the angel of the mountains offered to crush the city between its peaks, he refused and said, "I hope that Allah will bring from their descendants people who will worship Him alone." Subhanallah, he saw mercy even in rejection. That painful journey became an eternal lesson in patience for every believer until the end of time. What looked like a setback was in reality Allah elevating His beloved Prophet's rank. Another powerful example is the year of sorrow, when within a few months he lost his beloved wife Khadija and his uncle Abu Talib, two pillars of his life. Anyone else might have broken under such loss, yet Allah was preparing him for Al-Isra wal Miraj, the miraculous night journey where He honored His messenger beyond human imagination, showing him the heavens and granting him the gift of Salah. From sorrow came the greatest spiritual ascent. Truly, Allah replaces grief with elevation when you hold firm with faith. My brothers and sisters, notice the pattern. Every loss in the Prophet's life carried hidden mercy. Every rejection redirected him closer to his divine mission. This is how Allah works with His chosen servants. He removes the temporary to give the eternal. He closes a door in Mecca only to open one in Medina. Even on the battlefield, when situations seemed hopeless, Allah's plan unfolded with perfect precision. At Badr, the Muslims were outnumbered and ill-equipped, facing an army 3 times their size. From a worldly view, it looked like certain defeat, yet Allah sent angels to strengthen their ranks and granted them victory. At Uhud, When they faced heavy losses, Allah reminded them that setbacks are tests of sincerity, not signs of abandonment. Through both triumph and loss, He was teaching them humility and reliance. When the Treaty of Hudaybiyah was signed, many companions felt disheartened. They thought it was an unfair deal, wanting immediate entry